Hey, what's up, guys? Back for another deck profile here. Now we're here with Grant's first place profile. I punted in, not against him, but you know, I got second. You guys saw it. But he ended up winning today, and it's my boy. You know what I mean? I expect nothing less. I also really like the new frames he's got. I think he looks super smoky. And I'm not gay, but he looks smoky. But anyways, brother, I love you. I'm on with it.
Absolutely.
Will.
And as for that, only dudes.
Only dudes?
Busted.
Or only fiends?
That's for you to decide. In the chat below.
Anything on Res? Nothing? Sure. Yeah, alright. Now they're gonna think we're gonna upload some fucking lorry content.
Ooh.
Tia?
So fucking, we played 60 card, Mitsurugi Bystials today.
Half the people already left when you said that.
The reason...
Please don't, though.
Yeah, I mean, don't leave. I mean, honestly, everything's pretty cheap except for track.
Yeah.
Like,
the only thing,
the only
and I have to
card.
say this real quick, too, which one of the homies, which he's a good dude, he commented on one of my things when Devin's Argo Star deck list went up, and he was like, dude, I had to click off on this Fiendsmith because I'm tired of seeing it and everything. Also, if you pay attention to the meta, Fiendsmith is not that dominant as it used to be, so it's not in everything. So
I mean, and it's not because a lot of decks don't.
It could be.
Don't benefit from
yeah.
the extra deck space.
Yeah.
And like again, I'm playing. I mean, I'm only playing 2 Engraver. I mean, I have 3. I mean, I have the full thing. I just think like there's just certain decks that if you get hit with 1 or 2 hand traps and you have another option, then that deck will fold. And so it's just like
this is why we. The whole basis is a lot of the things is like people are like it puts up 9 million negates, and I'm like I'd rather just have the deck that pivots to a certain hand trap.
It definitely puts up 9 million interactions.
Correct, but I'm just saying,
like,
but I'm saying, like, but it can pivot too to like certain hand traps. That's the whole basis of how I play the game.
And I think if
can
like,
it pivot?
yeah,
Yes?
if you're not playing a deck that can pivot around different lines to different hand traps, you know, you're really limiting yourself. So that's what I've got to say.
Correct.
About that.
Yeah, I agree too. Yeah.
We're gonna start off with 3 Aramasa. Again, this is the normal summon 1 card starter because that's Habakiri, and Habakiri is your 1 card starter.
By the way, how many cards in the deck?
60.
Oh,
as always.
As it should be, like I did. Go ahead. We gotta play 60. I think me and Grant are the only people who play 60, right?
I mean, you know, again, it's
not to like bash everyone, but I'm just saying like 60 is just so good, bro.
I mean, I'm confident at 60. It gives you the most options, and it like guarantees you that you can't just lose to a cheese card like Grass, or like a card that's going to mill you for a bunch of cards, or something that's going to start ripping stuff, right? Where
or
it's
if
like
you have a power spell such as Grass, and then you thrust for Grass, they get nervous.
Well, perfect example is Unicorn. Rip 1 from your extra deck. It's like, okay, you're going to rip my Requiem, but I have played 2 other engines. Congrats. I don't even need to use the extra deck really, but I'm choosing to.
We love the pile decks.
Yeah, but you guys know. And so it's just like, it just makes more sense in my mind.
Correct.
2 Saji. Again, pretty standard. In pure 40 cards, you'd play 1 Saji. A lot of people do. I play 2 because, again, I don't mind normal summon seeing it because, again, with all the new Mitsurugi support, this is like a pseudo 1 card starter. You can get to a board with this card. It's not full combo, but it is a board. And then Kusanagi. Kusanagi busted. That from Grave or Banished. Just letting everyone know that. Or Banished. 1 copy of the Night Sword. I know this is like highly debatable, and most people wouldn't play it unless they're playing the Ryzio version. However, I feel that this card is an extender, and getting access to Fiendsmith plays and anything like that, in addition to your Bystials, is still good. Yes, occasionally you draw the brick. Thankfully, I didn't see it today. Busted.
Yeah, 60.
We did see plenty of Flawless though. Again,
me too, actually.
Double,
actually.
I mean, again, this card plays just really, really well, and it is a reptile, so you can tribute off of prayers, and then trigger its effect, which is busted. For the other ritual monsters, we're gonna go Ame, and then 3 Habakiri, of course, and then the 1 Futsu. Let me talk about Habakiri real quick.
I thought that should have been a secret.
This card is a once per duel, but it is absolutely insane.
Yeah,
if this card resolves, you win the game because you're just setting up full combo.
Yeah, it's 1 card plus 19.
You can do this, they'll draw you, you're already in a good combo because Saji plus this is full combo. And you resolve Saji, they draw you, and then you still have the ritual, which, again, you're just going to spit out 2 bodies, and then it's just very, very good. Again, this card is the best card in the deck, Ame, for sure. Habakiri is the most consistent card in the deck. Ame is the just most broken.
The stats on there are kind of
You can have this card on the field, tribute it, bring it back, choose to not trigger the on summon effect, right? Add another copy of it from hand for a Magatama or for a Prayer's Quick Play, and then you can bring it back another way, and then trigger the on free field effect, and your opponent will look at you like you're speaking Chinese.
Yeah. Also, you contribute it for viruses too.
100%.
Right? It just comes back.
Yeah,
Right,
this is what, and you can tribute it for Ball Drake, which does come up in this deck, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, but we will.
But like, it's just so.
we
good.
will.
Yeah, so
we will need it.
Yeah. And then so we've got 3 prayers. Very, very standard.
Yeah.
This card's insane. I can't believe
OTS
this is
Super
common.
coming soon, I'm sure.
Yeah,
it has to
That'll
be.
be insane
Yeah,
too.
unless they print more Ghost Trick cards.
3 ritual. I was torn between 2 and 3 of this card because I was playing other engines. Normally, when you play a different engine with the Mitsurugi stuff, you cut it down to 2. I still played it at 3, and there were so many times when my opening hand only saw this, but I also saw a Charmy, or I was able just to draw immediately into like a Talons, which then drew into a ritual monster or to the pre-prep, something like that. So I did stick at 3 on this, and yeah, this is the most expensive card out of the Mitsurugi stuff.
Yeah, whatever.
But it's insane, dude. I mean,
that's why I was saying that one ritual should have been a secret.
How good
it is, like
I'm for sure.
It's like $1, $2.
Yeah, it's like a dollar.
Yeah,
Super.
right. Yeah, which is crazy.
I'd say if it was a secret, it
Yeah,
would
been
be like $2.
Yeah.
Thanks, Konami.
That should have been a super too.
Yeah. Also, busted card, ritual from hand or grave, very critical. If you sequence correctly, you can absolutely win the game with this card. Same thing said with Magatama. I usually use this as my second interruption in just pure Mitsurugi combo, including the purification, because it's a pop or the ritual summon from hand. Again, we just talked about that with the Ame. I just think this is just so. You have to play one of these.
Yeah,
you just have to.
Insane.
It's such a flex card and toolboxy card that it allows you just to win games out of nowhere, and just it's also sometimes can be the final straw to making your opponent scoop. So those are the Mitsurugi cards. The pseudo Mitsurugi card, 3 prayers.
I still can't believe they let the
pre-prep of
deck
rights.
be able to play that.
Pre-prep of rights. The fact that they printed ritual with the names on it. I'm sorry, ritual mirror with the names on it.
It's kind of insane.
It's just insane.
And they didn't even do that to Chaos Max.
Right? Again, if you open a ritual and this monster and this card in hand and activate this and then get rolled, you still have combo. As for the other engines other than outside of Mitsurugi, we do play a very small Fiendsmith engine.
Relax.
I say very small. It's smaller. You could debate it right with 1 to 3 tracks. You could debate it with 1 to 3 engraver. This is just the ratio that's really been working for the deck. A lot of people will hit the engraver not knowing I have not expecting the backup, or again just playing 2 is really critical. I feel same thing with tracked. Allows you to loop plays off of the Necro, draw the extra card, get more extension, and then of course Paradise is just another interruption on your opponent's turn. Very standard for Fiendsmith. Then the Bystial package. We do play a pretty extensive Bystial package. 2 Lubellion, 2 Baldrake. I did not bust. Actually, one game I did against Devontae, and it worked in my favor.
Yeah,
insane.
but it's good. Yeah.
He was just like busted. It's a great card.
It's a great card against Malice.
And
It's
sometimes
I have
even
a
when you
love-hate
draw
relationship with the card, but
100%.
now it's better than it's better than it's ever been now.
Agreed.
So.
Agreed. 100%. And so I think like the other thing with the Bystials right now is it does hurt Mitsurugi Ryzeal, it hurts pure Mitsurugi, it hurts Fiendsmith, and believe it or not, it does hurt Malice. Devontae, our dear friend, will tell you that he opened a hand where he could only play with Field Spell, and that was his way to combo, which means you have to make Splash Mage in order to get to the Link 3, and then I just banished his name after he had already brought it back from banished. And that was it. And so sometimes that's all you really need. Again, the impactfulness of cards is why you play them. Bystials right now, super impactful cards, so I'm playing a heavier engine of
Bro, you
those.
love the 2-ofs.
I do, dude, because I don't want to see 2 of them,
I
and if I do see 2 of them, I 100% when I see 2 of them, it's because I'm playing them at 3 apiece.
No, yeah.
Right, whenever I can. And so it's like, I don't want that, because I want to always be able to resolve my cards, especially off of Charmies. I don't want to be drawing dead cards,
Right.
because you're relying, especially if they're going to continue to play into the Charmy, you're relying
I think
upon
you have to
their
play
plays.
Yeah, you have to play in Charming.
In a lot of situations, you do.
Yeah.
You got to take the
Let
challenge.
me know in the comments if you guys plan to, or you just end on a fucking shit board and just hope they don't beat you.
Yeah,
Let me
I mean,
know.
but also build your decks to make something
Correct.
around Charming.
The pivot. We go back to the pivot.
Yeah.
Pivot.
Pivot is so
Guys watch
critical
Friends,
in the
or-
modern game right now. So again, we do play all of the Bystial names. Pretty. No, I'm not gonna say pretty standard, but like again, I just feel like that's really impactful in the format right now. So you should consider playing Bystials or Crows. Crows really good right now too.
Speaking of
For non-engine, 1 talents, 1 cross out, 1 called by, and 1 chaos space. The chaos space is for Rebellion, obviously. And again, being able to draw and just generate more advantage because you're going to be banishing stuff with the Bystials. The standard power trio now of called by, cross out, and talents.
Yep.
I see these cards like it's no one's business. On average, like per 10 hands, I'll say I probably see one of these cards at least 6 or 7 times, which is just busted.
Yeah.
And so it just helps to, again, progress the game state and win games and insulate against other things too. For the hand traps, we do play a bunch of hand traps. 3 of Walos.
First split segment, we
Insane.
play 2.
We just see this card all the time. We do play 2 Paralia.
That's fine. Yeah.
I don't play 3 because, again, these are once per turn. Or really,
Yeah,
they're not
two
once,
of
they're
us.
twice
Yeah,
per
yeah,
turn, but
twice,
again,
yeah.
you don't want to see like 3 of them. So we just play 2 of that. We do play 3 Imperm, and then 2 Nibiru. We play 3 Droll, and of
Thank
course, lastly, never leave home without it, 3 Ash.
Yep.
So we're playing 16 hand traps, plus, I believe, 5 quick play Bystial names. So really 21 hand traps, pseudo hand traps, as you would.
Nib's also kind of like a power card in your deck too, right? 'Cause
Nib
you
is a-
distribute all the guys and then they just
You
come
can
back
nib
or
whenever
whatever
you
the
want
fuck.
in this deck, and especially if Mitsurugi cards are on your board.
At least that's what I remember.
You can then nib, completely eradicate your opponent, leave them with a token, bring all of your stuff back, on a effect, wipe the token, and then attack for game. On their turn. Busted. Just, well, not on their turn, but you can't attack for game, but on the next turn.
No,
you
I
attack
know
for
what
game.
you mean.
Yeah.
That's how I couldn't play.
So that's the main deck, guys. 60 cards. Just absolutely insane. For the extra deck, 1 Typhon. Again, very standard. You play an Exciton Knight. Normally you'd say this was for Fiendsmith plays. No, I don't ever go into Fiendsmith off of this unless I've used the effect both times. This is a board wipe. Right now, board wipes are so critical
I do
because they just immediately wipe out the advantage that your opponent accrued. And so being able to do this multiple times in a turn, once per chain, busted, can just completely swing the board state, and then you can go Fiendsmith plays if you've done it. Otherwise, you can just leave it, and it's still another interruption on their turn.
I really thought that card was gonna get banned. I still think it might get banned, but we'll see.
It's so good, but it's just
We
like...
don't make big predictions on this fucking channel.
But it's the same logic behind
Yeah.
Dark Ruler no more, right? It affects the entire board, right? Big effect, and then you can't do any damage as a result. And so it's like, well, they can't OTK you with it, right? But it can really set up a challenging game.
It does let you set up a board though, right? Yeah.
Yes, it does, 100%. King of the Feral, yeah, allows you to wipe the board
Yeah.
and set up a board,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Yeah.
King of the Feral, same
Also
again.
DDB target.
Yeah, allows you to add, any Mitsurugi name that you need, which is really good.
That's in Blar too, so it's gonna be an ultra.
Insane.
Yep.
We will need the rarity
Yeah.
upgrades.
Correct.
Speaking of which, Haggard
Yeah,
was
that needs. Asian English has a super of that, bro. And we
Wow.
don't.
Yeah, this card's really, really good for the deck. People just don't realize
That card's so
You just
fucking
banished
good.
the
As a
lowest
Melodious
attack
player myself, I know
target
what that
you
card
can
is.
from raid.
It's also you play rep. You actually play rep.
Yeah, all the
tiles.
Mitsurugi cards are rep
So
tiles.
yeah.
So it's just like
Draw
you just
cards.
banish the lowest one, make it that attack, draw a card, and then attack over, right? Or link it to something better. So that card's busted. Dynamundo, of course, just one.
Dynamundo.
This card's really, really good. I really wanted to play this in the deck.
That card's good as fuck.
Yeah, I just feel like
Glad you
it's,
have a super too.
it's a super impactful card.
Yeah. Super.
Brr.
Super!
We need to get my dad in here just to say super.
Awesome. We need to run a soundtrack.
Yeah,
like that.
we do, dude. Super.
And then, so IP, SP, again, standard combo. And then for all the Fiendsmith cards, we do play all of them. Agnum Day, Sequence, a Moon, a Necro Equip, Requiem, the Caesar, the Gaz, and the Fiendsmith Chaos Angel.
Fiendsmith Chaos Angel.
Shout out Chuck. who I moved my ulti to. I actually moved multiple ultis to, and then he just had one left over, and I was like, busted. So I got it back.
That card looks so good in fucking QCR. Sorry, Starlight now, right?
Yeah, for real. And so that's the deck, guys. 60 cards. I literally played all my
You have a
matches
side
today.
deck you want to show them?
I mean, the side deck is super flexible. I mean,
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Yeah, so like the biggest thing with the side
Well, you
deck.
played today, rather.
Yeah. The biggest thing with the side deck, I would say, guys, is like you always want to make sure still because Malice, a bunch of people are still playing Malice, just to have the Lancia.
Every side deck is just 12 cards because you have to play 3 Lancia.
Pretty
Me,
much.
and then you just don't care.
Pretty much. I played 2 Bell. That card's super good at times, and other times I just like don't want it. And so it's just like it's one of those things. I side because it can be super impactful.
It's just like, bro, that card's insane. I was just like, I believe you.
Mhm.
We did play 2 of
It
the
is.
Wosu. Wosu's the kaiju
Yeah, yep.
that is like engine for the
That's
deck.
what we were
essentially.
worried
It's
about
just
with Melodious
combo.
when we played the deck. was that.
Yeah, this card is really, really good. Going second, insane. And then we do play a bunch of thrust targets. So we do play the Duster, and then we play 2 Dark Rulers with a thrust.
Dark Rules is insane.
Dark Ruler's really good. I'm thinking about exchanging these 2 for
Yeah, you don't
evenly
have
matched.
to. Yeah, you don't have to play it.
Um,
Yeah.
This is where I say the side deck is flexible, guys. Again, whatever variant of blowout cards you want plus thrust. Again, whatever variant of uninteractable interruption against your opponent that you want, or to cut off their plays.
I have one thing to say about Dark Ruler too.
Yeah,
since
for sure.
you have the Regeki,
Yes.
Dark Ruler's insane, right? And they're not going to side Lancia in against you.
Now also
So
use
also-
Exciton Knight.
Yeah. So also, that makes evenly insane because like if your deck's like a Dragon Link deck, like if I play a shitload of Bystials, right? Like they're not going to side in. They're going to side in Lancia against me if I play a shitload of Bystials, which makes evenly bad.
Yeah.
But it makes Dark Ruler good.
Insane.
You know what I mean? So like if you have the board wipe shit for it, you guys know what I'm saying.
And again, you can play Lightning Storm.
Yeah.
You can play.
Lightning
You know,
Storm's good,
there's
too,
a
yeah.
lot of different options. I just also Duster and the fact that like him and Cody draw it like it's their fucking job.
We do.
Um,
When I play dinosaurs.
Yeah.
You guys want a dinosaur list? Let me
Missed
know.
F.
Yeah, miss, yeah.
Cooks me. Every
Yeah,
time.
dude, shut
Somehow.
up, bro. Yeah.
Every time.
I have a
I'm
Q0
on
one now.
Oh, and then we do play 3 enemy controller. This card in Mitsurugi is
Yeah.
just broken. It's just insane.
I was talking about this card this morning.
It's like another version of prayers.
Yeah.
Of where it just dodges the interaction, takes their monster, and then triggers your Mitsurugi ritual to summon back.
Because, like, let me know, too, because, like, can you, Devontae, you play the Malice deck. You could just you could econ and take their White Binder out of rotation, and, like, how did they get it back, right? Like, they would have to send it.
What do you? I mean, they can chain a trap.
Right, yeah, if they had the trap, they would have to
Yeah.
finish it, the non-target trap, right? Like, but they have to work for it a little bit, maybe.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing-
No, I'm saying against Malice, maybe.
It depends.
So,
it
against
just really
Malice,
depends.
I don't side this as
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
No,
to be
I'm
honest.
just saying,
Um,
like, just for that. I was just asking.
This card
Yeah, I
in
don't
the
really
mirror
think
match
it's
is
like-
insane.
Yeah.
Oh,
It makes the one of ritual in your hand with no other targets or no way to interact playable in
Yeah.
the mirror match, which is insane.
I just love that card. in general.
And so it's just
It
like
just reminds me of the old days.
and then the
Yeah.
last card is just the beast.
Yeah.
This card's a beast when you're
Yeah.
able to get it out, but I would only want to see it when I'm going first. I don't want to see it going second because that's terrible. That's the side deck, guys. That's what I played today. Again, didn't drop a single game. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. Pretty straightforward. Shout out all my opponents: John, Devontae, Luis. Again, dude, just really excited to play the new cards and to play it my way at 60 cards. I don't have to play it at 40 cards to see the cards if you know what you're doing and you know how to build the deck. So appreciate you having me on, bro. Of course. I love you. Always have. Always will.
Always will.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it, bro. Also, one last thing, I really enjoy this cream on this mat.
Bruh.
The cream really gets me
Yeah, the
going.
color's clean.
Yeah, it is, bro.
I didn't
This
realize.
is nice.
Like, looking at it, it is. I like the masks they're coming out with
They
recently.
are, bro. They look
higher
good.
quality.
They are, bro.
They
They're
are
not.
higher
They're not
quality.
fucking just dick. Like
Yeah.
fucking. Excuse my language, but yeah, brother. Once again, I love you.
Love
You
you
too,
too.
as well.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. See you guys later. Cheers.